here in Buffalo again tonight, the scene of the horrific mass shooting over the weekend right here at the supermarket behind me. Authorities say this was driven by racist hate, and tonight authorities now tell us that they believe this store was just part of the suspect's plan. That he planned to attack this supermarket and then continue shooting right down Jefferson Avenue right here behind me, possibly targeting other stores and a deli. That he had spent time in this community, time planning this months ago. Tonight, ABC News obtaining a document authorities say suggests he planned this right down to the supermarket aisles, and that the alleged gunman was in Buffalo back in early March. And as we reported last night here, he was also here the day before the attack doing reconnaissance. Tonight, ABC News obtaining new video of an eyewitness who recorded the alleged attacker in the moments immediately after he put down that assault rifle and was taken into custody outside the supermarket, just feet from many of his victims. The horror and grief in this parking lot was immediate. A distraught woman screaming on her knees. Tonight here, we are now learning more about the lives lost. The oldest, 86, the youngest, 32 years old, devoted to their families, their churches, their community. And the hero security guard who died confronting the gunman. Tonight here, my interview with a mother and daughter working inside this store, what they saw that brave guard do, and what they want to say to his family tonight. We begin here with ABC's Stephanie Ramos, right here in Buffalo.
Tonight, authorities revealing new details about the suspect in the deadly mass shooting at Tops Supermarket, saying he was planning to continue his hate-fueled, racist rampage to kill as many black people as possible.
It appeared that his plans were to drive out of here and then continue driving down Jefferson Avenue, looking to shoot more black people, as he put it, and possibly even go to another store location.
ABC News obtaining a new 589-page document appearing to show how the 18-year-old suspect, Peyton Gendron, carefully planned the attack at least 2 months before he shot and killed 10 people at the store. According to the document, Gendron visited the supermarket back on March 8th, where he was questioned by a security guard at the store. The document also included sketches of the supermarket, outlined different aisles, and how he would navigate around quickly. Gendron also allegedly describes the Tops Supermarket as the first location he would target and lists 2 more possible locations to attack, including a nearby deli and a barbershop. Police say Gendron drove 200 miles from his home in Conklin, New York, to the store again on Friday, one day before the attack, to conduct reconnaissance. Police are reviewing video surveillance from several locations. Grady Lewis says he spoke to the suspect that Friday, talking about critical race theory. Lewis even bought him something to drink outside the grocery store.
That day, he asked me, "Are you going to be here tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah," because he came back here to the same spot where I bought him something to drink and shot people to look like me. And when it shot me, folks standing there.
This chilling new video showing the chaotic scene moments after the massacre. Police arresting the suspected shooter. This woman, visibly distraught, falling to the ground.
Contact homicide. You have bodies found here.
Police say it all happened in a matter of minutes, starting around 2:30 Saturday afternoon. The shooter opening fire as soon as he got out of his car, striking 4 people in the parking lot, killing 3. Then storming the store, shooting 9 more people inside, including 55-year-old security guard Aaron Stalter Jr. The retired police officer confronting the shooter. The officer did not survive. I spoke with Kishanti Atkinson, who was working inside as a cashier.
I was cashing out one of my customers. I heard a loud boom. I thought it was just somebody knocking stuff over. But then when I seen people running, I just kind of ran.
Officers arriving on scene just 1 minute after the first 911 call. But in that time, the shooter fired about 50 shots. All 10 victims killed were black. Police say he had several more guns and high-capacity magazines in his car. Gendron charged with 1 count of murder, held without bail on suicide watch. His public defender entering a plea of not guilty. Police now searching the 18-year-old's family home in Broome County, New York, interviewing his parents and combing through his social media. Investigators believe the suspect may have been radicalized online and posted a 180-page document laying out his plan for the rampage. That document fixed fixated on replacement theory, a white supremacist belief that non-whites will replace white people. New York Governor Kathy Hochul.
There's a belief that is fomenting on social media all over the world where young people are being radicalized and believing that they have to take action to stop the replacement of whites by blacks and Jews and immigrants. This was the genesis of what happened in Charlottesville and El Paso and other places around the country. So the evidence is there. This was not a random act of violence.
And Stephanie Ramos joins us from the scene here tonight. And Stephanie, while you and I were on the air last night here, you reported that authorities believe the suspect conducted reconnaissance the day before the mass shooting here. And authorities then confirming late today that they also believe he visited this community back in March.
Exactly, David. Late today, authorities held a press conference saying the suspect visited in March and then again on Friday, just one day before the massacre. Authorities are now looking through hundreds of pages of documents where the suspect allegedly laid out his plan of attack. David.
Stephanie Ramos with me again tonight. Stephanie, thank you. It is so important that amid all of this talk about this horrific shooting, the gunman, the investigation, that we honor the lives lost here. They were devoted to their families, their churches. So many of them gave so much to this community. Tonight here, we honor them. Tonight, these are the names and faces this community is determined to honor and remember. The youngest, Roberta Drury, just 32 years old. She had moved to Buffalo to help care for her brother, who was battling leukemia. 77-year-old Pearl Young, active in her church and a substitute teacher. She helped run a weekly food pantry. Her sister in mourning.
I pray she had no pain, that it happened so quick and she was gone like that.
Catherine Massey, 72, known here as a champion for civil rights. She wrote a letter to the editor in the Buffalo News almost 1 year ago, calling for stricter federal gun control. 62-year-old Geraldine Townley. She was in the supermarket with her fiancé. He escaped. She did not. 86-year-old Ruth Whitfield, a great-grandmother. She attended the same church in Buffalo for 50 years. She stopped at the grocery store after visiting her husband in a nursing home. Her son, a former fire commissioner here in Buffalo, remembering his mother.
We're devastated. We're devastated. We're very close family. We're very, very close family. And my mother was the glue that held us all together.
The entire family and their unbearable grief while talking with reporters today. Celestine Cheney was 65, a breast cancer survivor, a grandmother to 6, at the store to buy strawberries to make shortcake. 67-year-old Hayward Patterson, a father of 3, a deacon at his church, helping someone load groceries into their car when he was shot. Marcus Morrison was 52, in the supermarket buying snacks for his weekly movie night with his wife. 53-year-old Andre McNeil, a father of 6, he was buying a birthday cake for his 3-year-old grandson. And that hero security guard working at the store, 55-year-old Aaron Salter Jr., credited with saving so many lives. He was a former Buffalo police officer for 30 years.
I can't say enough about our retired fellow colleague, Aaron Salter, who confronted this individual to save the lives of others.
A mother and daughter who were working inside the store, Fragrance Harris Stanfield and Yania Brown McReynolds, are both grateful to that guard. You saw the guard.
I saw the guard, he was still alive.
His bravery.
He saved our lives. It's amazing that he sacrificed his life for all of us.
He probably saved many lives.
He literally did. Every worker who was in the front end made it out of the store. We wouldn't have made it if we didn't see him.
That security guard, Aaron Salter Jr., shot the suspect, but the gunman was wearing body armor, which explains why the gunman survived, while the guard did not. If you could say something to that guard's family, what would you say?
I would say he's a hero. He saved everyone. He was fearless, and they should feel consoled in all these lives like him living on.
Her daughter can't stop thinking about the guard and the other victims in that store.
Just seeing all those people, those innocent people,
It made me angry because this just shouldn't have happened. This is not something we call normal. Some of the customers, they're regulars. Like you said all the time, this store really is a family.
Your phones and your belongings are still inside that store?
Yes. Yes.
It's like it's frozen in time over there, right?
Yeah.
And when you hear that they've uncovered evidence that this was racially motivated, that this was driven by hate,
You know, it's really incomprehensible. We can't understand how someone can hate
Okay.
anyone so much.
Now we're going to stop the cameras.
And we talk about
Take it back
our
to you.
community. This isn't just the Black cops. This is not just an African American community. Our community is very diverse here, and we all love each other. We treat each other the same. So it's I can't understand how someone can hate all the love that we give. And I was told he came in and checked out, and I'm sure he got the same, happy, bubbly, smiley, how you doing? Hoping you're having a great day that every one of his kids. But to think that you'd still come back and endanger people who've been kind to you
it's unthinkable.
doesn't make any sense. We just have to keep being compassionate even after this.
Profound words about the hate in this country. A mother and daughter so grateful to that guard. And so many families here forever changed. Their loved ones gave so much to this community, and we cannot forget that. In the meantime, tonight,